us. And July is Fibroids Awareness Month, and HerFlow presents the inaugural Virtual Fibroids Conference that brings together expertise of experts to help women who are suffering from uterine fibroids. Let's welcome Ms. Shelly-Ann Weeks to share some more. Good morning, Shelly.
Good morning. Oh, I'm sorry, you guys threw me with that monster story just now. I'm having a moment. Anyhow,
It is deep. Let me catch my brain.
so sorry.
Shift gears a little bit, and let's look inward.
Oh,
What are fibroids for people who never heard of it before?
okay. Well, fibroid is defined as non-cancerous growths, tumors that are developed in the womb. Sometimes they are outside of the womb, actually in the walls of the womb, and sometimes inside of the womb itself. Believe it or not, it's estimated that about 50% of women are affected by fibroids. Some of them are asymptomatic, meaning that doesn't really affect their life, but some of them actually do wreak quite a havoc on women's life. I actually have had my own fibroid experiences myself. Most of the symptoms that you normally get when you're having fibroids is very, very heavy painful periods, anemia. Some women have infertility issues, but that's usually what prompts them to go get checked. They're trying to have a child and they're not getting pregnant, and then when they go to the doctor, they realize that the fibroid, sometimes based on the placement of the fibroid, is causing them to not be able to become fertile. So it is a scourge, I like to call it, on women, and especially women of color. Something like 80% of women of color have been affected by fibroids. And the truth is, a lot of us just don't have enough information. There's a lot of conversation around hysterectomies. When I talk to gynecologists here in Jamaica, they estimate that they do 2 to 5 hysterectomies a week, which is very, very high. I mean, and of course, that's just me anecdotal talking.
I have to cut you. You see the horror, of horror.
Yes.
Hysterectomy, what is that?
Okay, well, hysterectomy is the surgical removal of the womb itself. So when you remove somebody's womb, well, the obvious thing is they won't be able to have any children. But the womb is not just a vessel for childbearing. It's also one of our most integral organs when it comes to hormone production and control in women. So it is a very important piece of our body. And when a doctor decides to remove it, it's usually because what is happening is really very, very severe, and it really does improve the overall quality of life of women. Well, that's the intent, but sometimes there's a double-edged sword there that's concerned, because some women, after the surgery, they get thrown into early menopause. Some we're talking women in their 30s, and some of the times, the repercussions of the surgery really does become more of a task than they planned for before they decide to do the surgery. So the conference,
Before we get to the conference, you mentioned even yourself,
yes,
has fibroids. So
I still have fibroids.
it's an ongoing process. Is there a particular age that women need to become more concerned, or
Well,
at what point?
the majority of women that are diagnosed are normally women between about 25 to 40, but I said that are diagnosed because a lot of the time the symptoms present themselves a lot earlier. I'm talking to girls in 17, 18 right now who are finding fibroids whenever they go to the doctor and get checked. The problem is that the people don't normally like their children going to gynecologists because that's just what they think about the procedure and all of that. But I really think that we have to have some sort of gynecological conversation with our girls as early as we can, because what is happening, and it's not just fibroids, but reproductive health issues come up very, very early and present itself very early, and typically women don't realize that they have an issue until they're ready to have children. And typically when they find out about whatever issues is that they have, whether it's fibroids or endometriosis or any of the other items on the menu, it's really too late, and it's because of that issue why they go and get checked. I want us to get in the frame of mind where we're thinking about our reproductive health long before we actually have a problem.
Alright, but doctors are expensive. The treatment would be expensive. Parents would tell a teenager, go sit down because you shouldn't be, worried about down there. So right
Yeah.
now, how would a young lady know that these changes are happening in her body?
Well, the first thing is periods are not supposed to be painful. Let's just pause right here. Periods are not supposed to be painful. We are taught that periods are supposed to be painful. And so what happens is we figure out a way to live with the pain. And really, what the pain is an indication that something is wrong. So and we deal with these pains all our life. My sister has done fibroid surgery 3 times. I remember as a child, my sister used to cry. Her pain got so bad, she could not go to school for at least 1 day a month. She used to lie down on the ground and just cry for hours because that's the amount of pain she was in. That is not normal. You're not supposed to be in that kind of pain.
So is there something we do that causes the fibroids within our child?
Well, that debate continues. There are a lot of things that a lot of factors that add to it, but the truth is they don't have a definitive thing to say that if you don't do these things, you won't get fibroids anymore. But it's all adds up. And one of the things that has become, since you mentioned that, one of the things that has become very prevalent in our society where that is concerned is that we have been eating a lot of food that increases our estrogen production and thyroid feed on estrogen. So we basically, based on how we typical diet now, is that we're actually adding to our problem. And so if you look at how people say, look at this thing that's coming up so now, so prevalent and so much people talking about it and all of that. It has a lot to do with a lot of the things that we have stopped doing culturally. We are eating very different now. We're not moving about as much as we used to. We have started to add different ingredients to our bodies that we never used to have to deal with before. I mean, when I used to go to fast food as a child, I do a treat. We're going somebody's birthday, they carry go down and down and bring somebody. Now, there are people who through the day they're eating at least 2 of their meals fast food. So nutritionally, we are deficient in what we're putting inside of our body, so we don't get a lot of the important nutrition that we need, and our bodies are fit for it.
So the conference is necessary.
Without a doubt.
Tell us about the conference.
Alright, so we wanted to do this conference physically because July is Fibroids Awareness Month, as you said in your opening, but we're doing it virtually, which, you know, it's COVID time, so we have to think about that. But what the virtual conference has done is giving us access to some experts from right around the world. One of the problems that we have with fibroids is that most persons, when they hear about treatment, they go straight to surgery. And surgeons love to do surgery. So, you know, that is their first recommendation. So, but there are several other options available. You have USP, you have uterine fibroid embolization, you have a program called Access where they go in and burn off the excess part of the fibroid with a laser, they burn it out and a little piece of fibroid leave, and you get found with your life and a lot of the symptoms disappear. You have lifestyle changes that you can make, what is detoxing, different type of things that you can do. So the whole idea behind this conference is to put together these type of experts that can show you the different things that are available. So when you and your doctor is having your conversation about your fibroid, you will have information and you're able to make the decision based on what is available. So you don't just hear from the surgeon alone, even though I'm not anti-surgery, I don't want to give the impression that I don't like surgery at all. Surgery is necessary. I'm just saying, if that is the only option you're being offered, then you don't know about the other ones, and something else might be more workable for you.
So who are some of the persons and what regions of the world are?
Oh gosh, it's a cornucopia of genius in this. I mean, I'm so impressed with this lineup. But alright, so Dr. Sadini Hawkins, I'm so impressed with her. She is the one, she works at our Fibroids Center in Atlanta, and she's Jamaican, and she's a gynecologist, amazing. Then we have Coach Jessica Thompson. She appeared on the Breakfast Club, she talked about her own fibroid journey, and she has a whole detox living system where she talks about different lifestyle. Then you have Dr. Shepherd. She is one of the doctors that come on Dr. House all the time.
So it's only female doctors?
No, Dr. Michael Abrams, come on, man. That's right. Hi, Michael Abrams. It's a whole of genius. I'm Dr. John Whitman. He runs the Fibroids Center in Atlanta. He does the uterine fibroid embolization. And it's an outpatient procedure. You go in and out really quickly, and you don't have to go on your bed rest for 6 weeks like surgery does.
But you have curated a really nice list of persons to be on the panel. Tell us when we can tune in, how
it is this Sunday, 6 o'clock. So each Sunday, then I get your friends and come sit comfortable, bring a notebook, you're going to need it. And it's going to be on HerFlow social media pages, Facebook and Instagram. So tune in Sunday, and it is absolutely free. You will not get access to these kind of experts again for free, but take advantage of it. It's going to be very informative, and gentlemen, which camera is mine, but gentlemen is not much tune in. Because not only right now, I'm suffer from fibroids, I don't even know it. Yeah.
On behalf of the gentlemen, we that love freeness, we're going to do it.
So that was Shelly-Ann Weeks there, and on Sunday at 6 p.m. on the HerFlow Instagram page. Tune in for a wealth of information. It's now time for us to take our final look at traffic for the morning.